Hey, are you ready to expand your anime backlog? I'm sure after watching this video, you'll start watching the first episode of a couple of these series. This is the Top 10 Best Anime to Watch in 2022. Number 10. Chainsaw Man. Based on the manga written and illustrated by Tatsuki Fujimoto, Chainsaw Man mixes all the elements that horror and superhero fans could wish for. It's a dark story where Denji, a young man of very limited means, must pay his late father's debt to the Yakuza. However, the gangsters betray him and kill him anyway. Isn't it sad? But don't worry, because there are demons in this world and he makes a deal with his dog demon, Puchita, to revive him. Weird, right? The point is that Denji becomes a chainsaw-wielding demon who will now fight evil in a rather bloody adventure. The first trailer came out in 2021 and the series will premiere sometime in 2022. However, from the quality of the story portrayed in the manga, I can assure you, without spoilers, that it's a dark adventure no fan of this genre should miss. Number 9. Dance Dance Danseur. If you like sports dramas, Dance Dance Danseur is definitely for you. It tells the story of Junpei Muro, a young man who didn't find ballet interesting at all. However, he finds himself fascinated by this dance style after seeing a man perform it. After his father passed away sometime later, he decided to give up ballet to be more masculine and took up Jeet Kune Do, the martial art created by Bruce Lee. Everything will change when a new student named Miyako Godai arrives at Junpei's school and reveals that her mother is in charge of a ballet school. The young man's interest in dance will be rekindled. After all, ballet has no gender and is full of new challenges that a new and motivated Junpei will have to face. This series is the adaptation of the manga illustrated and written by George Asakura, which was just released in April and already has excellent reviews. Ready to jump into this story? Number 8. Love After World Domination. If you were a Power Rangers fan as a kid, this anime is for you. Red Gelato, leader of the Gelato 5, falls madly in love with the Reaper Princess, one of the leaders of Gecko, an evil organization that seeks to end the world. And guess what? It's a requited love, ha ha ha! Now, these two lovebirds will have to keep their relationship a secret so that neither side finds out. As expected, this will lead to complications during battles and just hilarious situations. It's based on the manga of the same name written by Hiroshi Noda and illustrated by Takahiro Wakamatsu. The anime adaptation has been licensed by Crunchyroll, and we can see that the designs are simply excellent. Will love prevail in this fight between good and evil? Well, you'll have to find out because there are no spoilers in this video. Number 7. Vampire in the Garden. This time it's an original story created by Netflix, and by original, I mean there's no Vampire in the Garden manga. Interesting, right? Also, it's been produced by Wit Studio, the same ones that made Attack on Titan, and directed by Hiroyuki Tanaka, who was also responsible for Hellsing Ultimate. Let everything you've just heard serve as a reference to give you an idea of how well made this anime is. The story is set in a world where humanity has been defeated by vampires long ago. However, Momo, a young human survivor, and Fine, the vampire queen, decide to embark on an adventure to find a legendary place called Eden, where it's said that humans and vampires could live in peace. Vampire in the Garden is a deep story full of tense moments. You can't miss out on it. Number 6. Thermae Romae Novae. This anime has the craziest premise I've ever heard of. Lucius is an architect from the Roman Empire who ran out of ideas but was magically transported to a bathhouse in modern Japan, where he'll discover a whole repertoire of new artifacts and designs to inspire his creations. The funniest thing is that he goes back to his time to imitate what he's learned in the present day, and things start to get a little weird. It may sound irreverent, but believe me when I tell you, this anime is a gem of humor and wit because there's nothing funnier than watching an old architect imagining how appliances work. It's based on the manga of the same name, created by Mari Yamazaki, and you know what? It's not the first time it's been adapted into a series. As in 2012, they made an anime for Fuji TV. However, given its popularity, Netflix decided to adapt it again to give a new style to this cool and crazy adventure. Number 5. Ashi. If the upcoming Qatar 2022 World Cup has you looking forward to it, you could warm up for the match with Ashi, the best soccer anime of the moment. It's based on the manga written and illustrated by Yugo Kobayashi and comes to anime format through Crunchyroll. It tells the story of Ashito Aoi, a high schooler with a remarkable talent in soccer. But he hides it for reasons you'll find out if you watch the anime. After some events, he meets Tatsuya Fukuda, coach of the Tokyo youth team, who encourages him to try out for the team and become a professional. However, like any sports story, it's to be expected that he'll meet rivals and new obstacles will appear on his way to the finish line. This anime has Production IG among its producers, who are responsible for Kuroko's basketball. So we can be sure it has very good quality animation. I don't know about you, but the premise reminds me a bit of Captain Tsubasa, don't you think? Number 4. Tomodachi Game. It's mystery time. This anime is about finding out who stole the school trip funds. Katagiri Yuichi sets out to travel with his class, so he had to do some part-time jobs to raise money. But after collecting the funds, it disappears. Everything seems to indicate that one of his friends stole it. However, soon after, he and his friends are kidnapped. When they wake up, they're in a strange room with a character that looks like something out of a cartoon. And what's worse, this whole kidnapping seems to be a game where they must discover the thief, which could break Yuichi's heart, who values his friends above all else. This story is an adaptation of the manga conceptualized by Mikoto Yamaguchi and written and illustrated by Yuki Sato. Its intriguing premise caused it to be adapted into anime for the first time in 2017. However, this new 2022 adaptation looks even better. Will you be able to discover the thief before it's too late? Number 3. Rust Eater Bisco. Can you imagine what the world would be like if everything had rusted away? Well, that's how Rust Eater Bisco begins. Now, 2 young people will embark on a journey to find a legendary fungus that eats rust, with which they could give this world a new opportunity. However, society is so devastated that people don't believe that someone actually has good intentions, so our protagonists will encounter more than one obstacle in their adventure. It's based on the manga written by Shinji Kabukupo, illustrated by Kei Akagashi, and the anime adaptation has been licensed by Crunchyroll. The manga quickly became a fan favorite, and the anime has been very well received so far. Ready to embark on this post-apocalyptic adventure? Number 2. Kaguya-sama, Love is War. This anime is peculiar. While we might think it's the classic school rom-com, this time it's about extremely intelligent students who try to suppress their feelings based on logic? And since their pride is as great as their intellect, the protagonists resist the idea of being the first to confess. So they'll do everything they can to make the other confess. This series is full of humor, awkward situations, and quite twisted plans, although a bit exaggerated as well. It's based on the manga written and illustrated by Aka Akasaka, and both the paper version and the animation have had an excellent reception from the community and critics. Crunchyroll, the streaming service that distributes it, even considers it the best comedy of the moment. The War of Love has already begun. What do you think? Bonus: before showing you the best anime of the season, there are 2 series worth mentioning as they came very, very close to making it to this top. Spriggan. Its plot revolves around mysterious message plates left by an ancient civilization that humans are now trying to decipher. And My Dress-Up Darling. An antisocial doll maker becomes a cosplay costume designer after making a new friend. Interesting, isn't it? Now it's time to meet the best anime of 2022 so far. Number 1. Spy Family. What would be better than a spy trying to pretend he has a normal family? Well, that his daughter has psychic powers and his wife is secretly an assassin. Of course, they're not a real family. It's all a pantomime so that Twilight, an elite spy, can infiltrate the inner circle of a politician who seems to be up to no good. But among so many shootings, fights, and murders, the three allies gradually discover the value of family. Licensed by Crunchyroll, this anime is being a hit all over the world. Its manga, written and illustrated by Tatsuya Endo, sold over 800,000 copies in 2019 and was ranked the 17th best manga in 2020. Beating even Dragon Ball Super and Gintama, can you believe it? No wonder its anime adaptation is sweeping everything. It's simply a masterpiece, and funny. What anime did I miss in this list? Let me know in the comments, but don't leave without liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Until the next adventure.